Last time on QuestFest, our heroes continue to be schooled by the various traps and pitfalls in the epic tournament. But we leave them behind for now because it seems that our first heroes, Bon and Lyonel, have found what they were searching for. The Bulwark is at hand. Having succeeded in their quest for Declor, they begin to return with the doll. Will the Declors live up to their word? Can the Bulwark be so close? Let's find out on QuestFest.
That's what it is. I didn't bring the same notebook this time as I brought last time. I was like, why am I missing things? This is all from the first session.
All of the notes are going to be so nice.
That's fine, whatever. So, you're looking at me. The game is on you. To clarify, you, the last thing that was said was by Bon, specifically saying, wait, I thought we were here because of your parents, I think, vaguely.
Something like that. I was like, you told me this was because of your parents sent us on this.
Well,
quest.
about that, change of plans.
Excuse me?
I was always planning to rope you in on this.
Am
Absolutely.
I still getting paid?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, if we get anything from it.
If this fucks up my gig with your family, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, it won't. I'll absolutely take the fall if this fucks up.
You better.
Yes, for sure. Brian, do you need me to roll deception?
I think so.
Can I roll what?
Insight.
Yeah.
Roll bad.
Ooh, I did.
I did too.
What'd you get?
Well, my deception's +5,
Okay,
so that's
you beat
a 7.
Me. You beat me. I got a 3.
Okay. So the two the two with you look at Lyonel, then look at Bon, and their creepy, sort of eerie, simultaneous stare. Look back at Lyonel, and then don't say anything as his deceit appears to pass, and Bon accepts it.
Okay.
So to bed?
I think that would be good.
I forgot how much I hated this.
All right.
The party retires. Now, Lyonel, you had been sleeping in the mornings. Do you do that again as well?
No. I feel like Marius and Cosette are like prompt early morning people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they are. I feel like I probably have started to like hear them stir in the morning and be like, fine, we're getting up now.
I feel like
Like
now that
8, normal time, whatever.
a normal time. Now that I know that this isn't an actual job, I'm like up early, ready to go. Like, let's get this shit over with.
So when you awake, even as early as 8, you find Marius and Cosette ready and impatiently waiting, their heels and feet tapping. And they don't say anything, but simultaneously, the moment you awake, they are ushering you forward.
Yes, of course. Let's head on the trail. Let's get back.
It is polite. They're just bringing you your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Meals are made. And then as soon as you're ready, you're on the trail.
Yeah.
The trek back is quick and nothing unexpected happens. The roads are well traveled. And by noon, you are arriving back at the city. The two look expectantly at you. To the Declors?
Yes, of course.
Let's go.
After we bring the horses back to the stable where we rented them.
You drop them off, and you return to the Declor mansion. It is much as you left it. The reconstruction still shining and new, but looks pristine. They waste no time taking you inside, and don't wait for any staff to open the doors. They simply take you through the back entrance in and lead you immediately to the office you were in before. This is where Declor had presented you with the two runes that you have. And he and his wife are waiting inside, both lounging. And as you come in, both sets of eyes, are on you. And whoever is holding the doll.
Monsieur Declore, we are back. We returned with your doll. It's quite creepy. I hold out my pack just open so that they can grab it. Because I've not touched it at all.
Oh, I know. He stands, and Marius, actually, and Cosette, and again, simultaneously, one's left and one's right arm reaches out, grabs the pack from you, delicately.
Oh, I hold on to the pack. They're not taking.
Oh, they just grab each side and open.
Okay.
And Declor stands with a sinuous grace. Roll perception checks, both of you.
Nat 20.
12. I'm going to start using different dice for Lyonel.
Much better than the 2 that I just got.
That is. Bon, you notice Declor is moving much more gracefully than he did before. And in fact, there is a element of that you recognize that both Marius and Cosette also seem to have this halting, almost too perfect movement as he strides across the room and reaches into the pack, picking up the doll and holding it before him in both hands as though staring at it. Several breaths pass, and he looks at you, Lyonel, and you, Bon, and he says, "You have done well, very well." He seems to sink back, and he stares at the doll, and he caresses his hand through the hair. And at this point, Miss Declor steps up behind him with her hand on his shoulder and looks down at the doll as well. And there is a frozen moment in time where it seems that all parties, besides you and Bon, are enraptured by the doll. But it breaks and they separate. Marius, Cosette, both returning to their respective sides of the room as you've seen them before. And the Declors sitting again. All of this happening with a quick and almost unnatural-like grace. Declor looks up, and though he speaks, you notice the voice comes from her mouth, not his. I think you have earned your reward. Come back. 2 weeks' time. Be here early. You will get what you seek. And as we'd agreed. Then for a good service, and you see Marius and Cosette staying busy, they come back around, they open a small box, and they bring it to you, sit it down before you, and they encourage you to take it with you.
Thank you.
They all four nod, and then they step away, retreating to their respective positions, except that Declore is holding the doll and staring at it. You are evidently dismissed. What do you do?
I guess we don't have anything actively to do right now. We want to just like go to the inn that we've been staying at and
Sure.
inspect what we've been given.
Okay. You exit the house. Nobody follows. And who carries the box? Do you both, or
I don't
it's
want
small?
to.
It's a
I'm gonna just put it in my pack.
okay. It's hefty, and as you move, it jingles with the sound of coin. You return back to the inn and quickly realize and open, and every coin that you spent on the way to the abandoned town is reimbursed.
Ah.
Additionally, there are 3 sealed scrolls lining the bottom of the chest. If you attempt to open them, they don't open, but they each have a signet burned into it, the wax. One has an M, the other a C, and the final one has a D.
Interesting. Could we roll like Arcana or something
You can try.
to see if we know what these are?
Absolutely.
It's something we've seen before. I only got a 10.
17. It's MCD for Marius, Cosette, and Declore.
That is a valid assumption to make. With your 17 in Arcana, you recognize that whatever is sealing this is clearly powerful. You can't rip it. And the paper itself is clearly enchanted because even as you try to break the seal, nothing happens to it. But you're not sure what it is. Some sort of magical scroll. Without opening it, it's difficult to say.
I think that I deserve this box of gold because I don't think you've told your parents that we're on this little journey. And I could easily just leave and go tell your parents.
Oh, no, they know we're taking a detour, of course. You 30%,
50.
40.
55.
And this is all money that I spent anyway, so it's reimbursement for me. I'd just be
Well,
doing
I was
you a
going to tell you to pay me more anyway, so we have a box of gold. Might as well take that.
45.
Fine.
I don't remember how much I spent.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I can deduce it.
I was going to say, you started with 500 gold, spent 50 with
Slinky?
Slinky.
Oh, it's 100.
Oh, no.
I spent 100 gold, I think, on something.
Yeah, just it was 50. No, that's right. 50 for the horses and 50 for Slinky, right? Yeah.
So I'm literally just taking 45.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should be about right.
Give me your money.
The long short is you should have.
Oh, wait, they reimbursed me for paying Slink? Oh, God. They know so much more than I think they do.
Remember that Slinky has been with them the whole time.
Yeah.
A fact that Lionel is probably acutely aware
Oh,
of.
yeah. I just didn't know how much they had gotten from him or how much he is, like, in their pocket.
Is enough so that your money has been reimbursed. So
Yeah. I can see a scenario where they got him to get us there. Brian is silent.
I give too much away. I can't.
I know
can't
you
keep
do.
doing that. Okay.
You
I'm
do.
good at- I'm good
You
at-
do that a lot.
I'm good at getting it out of you too.
Look, I don't play poker well. It's not not my trick.
All
So
right,
you
so
do have
here's your
2 weeks.
45. That was weird, right?
I mean, this whole thing has been weird.
Yes, but I'm not sure how much I like their ability to have eyes on us all the time. And the whole they think for each other, and it seems just weird. And the doll, I was afraid to touch that thing. There's something up with that. Don't know how much I care to find out. Just maybe want to stay distanced from it.
You know what? Distance is a good idea. Maybe I should just go back to your parents.
No.
and I
They're.
don't give a shit about the Bulwark.
I think they're vacationing right now. Oh, I think you will give a shit about the Bulwark.
Convince me. I'm a hired hand. Hire me.
No, if we obtain the powers of the Bulwark and that in it that is supposedly in it, you won't need to be hired for anything else.
See,
again.
but you say supposedly, like you don't know.
Well, I mean, it's an adventure, right? But this is what we're trying to find out. And if you go along with me, the next 5 jobs we do for my family, I'll give you 60%.
70.
65.
All right.
Not a copper more.
That sounds good to me.
Fine. Brian, we're done talking.
I know I was taking notes to remind myself that if Bon Bon does jobs for Lionel's family now, that you lose.
They get more money?
65%. Yeah, I was gonna say. All right.
It's just like his parents, like, go out and get some groceries. And I'm like, 65%.
Like son of a.
I paid for the groceries. See, you're going to pay for 65% of the groceries? That's how...
No, of course not.
All right. So, what do you do for 2 weeks?
Oh, Jesus.
I guess we could probably just, like, pick up any of the loose jobs. I mean, I don't think that anything we would be doing would be, like, dangerous. It'd just be, like, the back alley things, exchanging money, and goods. I think we decided on, like, black arms weapons dealing is kind of what our game is.
Okay, so
I think, but small time stuff. I don't think anything that we would be.
so just effectively keeping up your liaisons with
Yeah.
your contacts and essentially running the parents' darker side of the business. Cool. So 2 weeks later, it is the night. The moon is. This is probably wrong because I don't remember what I said last time. But we're gonna say half full. Note to self: edit that out later.
I think it was the full moon.
I think it was. I
Yeah,
think I'm
it's
right
the-
that it is a half moon, is what it was now, and it's a full moon, right? Is when they're going.
It would be full moon now. Like, this is
Yeah.
the time because he said, I think it's the full moon. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
you're
Yeah.
correct. That
You-
is
you-
astrology.
you had
why
to
I
s-
had it.
You had
in
to
my-
say it in the voice, and then he's like, aha, that sounds right.
I had it backwards, which is what was happening. As I
Yeah.
was okay.
Edit.
Yeah,
Full moon.
The full moon. Do you immediately proceed to the house, or is there anything you pick up first?
No, I think I feel like I'm prepared. Because don't genuinely know what I'm getting myself into.
I've been angry for 2 weeks, so.
The rest was normal job stuff. That was actually normal. You're like,
Yeah.
But yeah, he said to get there early, so whatever constitutes early, I think we're gonna get there then.
okay. I would say probably roughly right after dinner. So it's 7-ish. And you arrive at the Declore household. Declore mansion, I should say. As you arrive and you walk up the path, the door opens before you, and one of the mini-man servants is there and opens the door. I just said that for you and lets you in as though they knew you were coming. He gestures towards the staircase that you took before, but otherwise seems utterly uninterested in what you're doing and proceeds to go off in the opposite direction.
Can we say that we brought the scrolls with us so that we can ask them what the fuck they are?
You can have the box too if you want.
No, we took all the gold.
Okay. So what'd you do with the box?
Mm.
You left the box somewhere.
I mean, I imagine I just kept it.
It's a nice box.
Hold on.
I mean, we could leave the scrolls in it and bring the box with us, I guess.
It's waterproof.
Inventories.
Waterproof
other
box?
possessions.
What?
A box
In
with
these days?
box with 3 magic scrolls that
Magic?
say M C D K.
Okay. As you go down the staircase, you come back to the room you were before. Still mostly empty, except that the 4 Declores, well, I should say the 2 Declores and Marius and Cosette are waiting for you. They seem to be watching the mound on the floor with a nonchalant interest, and as you arrive, they, in sync, turn and wave, but say nothing.
Greetings.
They nod.
Hopefully we're early enough. You asked to be early.
There's a pause. And they turn and they say, "We think that this should be early enough, yes. We have not seen it yet. We were keeping an eye. It would be... Well, it would have been embarrassing if it showed up before you got here. But take a seat." And they gesture. There are no chairs.
I'd a little grossed out to sit on the dirty floor. Ugh, it's
You'll notice
or my nice trousers.
the Declores are gathered in a huddle with Marius and Cosette flanking. And Mistress Declore is holding the doll in the nook of her arm as though a child.
Ugh.
Is this like the dead spirit of their child in this doll or something?
Hate it.
Okay.
There is little conversation. Sometimes the mumbling, and Declore occasionally looks over and engages you in some short anecdote, but nothing permanent. Mostly there is silence.
Can I break the silence? And
Absolutely.
be like, hey, so since we got a minute, apparently, what the fuck are these scrolls that you gave us?
They look back. Oh, were you not able to open them?
Nope.
I suppose we should have thought of that.
Fancy boy even tried his claws.
Oh. Well, all you have to do is speak the name of the one on the scroll, and it will open.
Huh.
To save you the time.
Marius Cosette Declore.
Yes.
See, Cameron's smart. Lionel might know how to be. Cameron's smart.
If you speak the name and open the scroll, it will provide aid, each in their own distinct way. One time, unfortunately, but I think it could be useful, particularly where you're going.
Great.
Aid, you did say we would enter safely.
You will enter safely.
Okay.
And if you find yourself in trouble, I'd recommend Declore. It is useful for getting out of tight situations. Marius, he is good for brute force. And Cosette, well, she's better for brute force.
Heard. Thank you very much.
So we say your name and open the scroll, and you guys are just gonna like poof up in a thing of smoke, or is it just a magic effect that's gonna do something or other?
As much as I've enjoyed you, I'm not going to take time out of my day to come find you. It's just a magical effect.
Great.
They smile.
Ugh. I turn away from them.
So we continue to wait.
Getting close to 8 o'clock, so roughly an hour after you arrive. Declore says, I am sorry to have asked you to come early. You can never exactly predict when this happens. It's a game we play, and you notice the four of them have shot glasses.
We just now noticed this. I would have been like, hey, where's the drinks at?
Fair enough. So, retconning, you notice this much earlier. This conversation happens much earlier.
Bonbon's drunk.
We've all taken a guess. We know it will come before midnight, but we don't know exactly when.
Dang.
So how did you end up getting this legendary magical thing to show up at your house?
They smile again. It's wide and toothy, and this time filled with mischief. What makes you think I made it come here? And I did not build my house around it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sounds
thinking.
more likely.
This location before, the lady claimed the town. This used to be, well, think of it as the common street. Then here was one of the most famous adventurers' guilds. Land has sunk and things have happened, but still here.
And how do you know that it's gonna show up today before midnight?
Well, it's all a matter of prediction. I have some talents with foresight. Or it's done it every year, so one presumes it will continue to do it.
You know, that would have been a much easier answer.
Part of the game is never revealing what you can actually do.
Yeah.
The Declores seem rather jovial. Their mood absolutely shifted from your initial visits. Not celebratory, but certainly much more open and free. What also is different is they all move the same way. Whereas before, Declore himself had some exaggerated movement, now all move as though strings were tied to their limbs and being manipulated by a very efficient puppet master. More time passes, more small talk. The Declores speak to you of some of your liaisons, never quite by name, but mentioning that grouchy fellow, which you would recognize immediately, or such and such. And even offer you some advice on particular dealings.
Great.
Nothing firm, but just overall, as one would to a friend. As we get closer to around 10, there is a silence that takes place that engulfs the others. And the room seems to have this sound sucked out before a sharp thunder crack. And before you is a stone building, rather dilapidated, with the windows gone. But as you look in, you see nothing but shadow. The door is closed, but obviously off the hinges. As it arrives, all four turn towards you and say, "You do not have much time. Grab the door."
Okay.
I run to the door.
You got it?
So you run first, alone?
I would probably let you go first because I don't care that much.
Okay. Yeah. I get up.
But I'll
I mean,
follow
from
behind you.
sitting, I'm mildly surprised that that something actually just appeared here. But I go quickly and go for the door.
Bon,
Um,
Lionel, in front of you, grabs the door and disappears.
I'm like, fuck, there's my money. I go run towards the door.
Okay. Bon is moment you touch the door, you too disappear. There's a great whirling blackness. Roll Constitution checks.
Level up your next adventure with Adventure Arcade Escape Rooms. You've probably heard of escape rooms, and you've maybe even played some. If you don't know, an escape room is a real-life adventure where you're the hero.
Oh, like me.
No, like me, the star.
An escape room is a cooperative adventure where you work together. Not all escape rooms are about breaking out of a room, and at Adventure Arcade, you aren't physically locked inside of a room. The stories are about solving a mystery, uncovering a conspiracy, or just sneaking out of your bedroom in the 1980s. In fact, if you're ever in the Danville, Illinois area, you can get 10% off your experience at Adventure Arcade Escape Rooms by using the code QUEST10 at checkout online. Just visit adventurearcadeescaperooms.com to book. It saves you some money, plus it helps out the Quest Fest podcast.
I could pay full price.
Oh, look, rich boy. Not everyone is as wealthy as you, and they're supposed to use the code to help the podcast.
Remember, that's 10% off Adventure Arcade Escape Rooms in Danville, Illinois with the code QUEST10. That's QUEST10 at checkout.
If you would like to advertise with us as well, you can email us at questfestpod@gmail.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at questfestpod. And now, back to the adventure.
Roll Constitution checks.
Oh, good.
12.
10.
Both of you immediately feel sick to your stomach and empty the contents of your dinner
Oh,
in
great.
this black, nebulous void. And then suddenly, You stop. And your eyes, as you blink, the world comes into focus. And you are in a small, forested area, almost a grove. Slightly off in the distance, you see a small log cabin. And around you, trees, which have been logged and removed. There's a pathway going in both directions, one towards the house, the other away, towards what looks to be a plain, maybe farmer's fields. The log cabin has a small chimney with smoke coming out.
I'm
Where the fuck did you take me?
I don't know. We're going to find out though. So I guess I just timidly approach the log cabin.
Okay. It, by the sky, seems early. You would imagine morning, maybe just past dusk. Difficult to tell exactly when. You knock on the door. Pause. How early do you get up? And have you been staying in the cabin or the inn?
I would assume I'm absolutely taking whatever opportunity I can to have time for myself, and I'm staying in the cabin. As for how early I get up, I'm from a fishing village. You have to get up real early to do that sort of thing. So, I mean, I probably get up by habit, like instinctually just before the sun comes up.
Okay. Are you likely to, say, head into town when you first awake?
Let's see. I don't think I would. I think I would maybe take. I would take probably a couple hours. Okay, guesstimating. Right before the sun comes up, 5 a.m. Yeah, I'd probably take about maybe an hour, hour and a half for myself. Just kind of go out, have kind of a morning constitutional, and then I would head into town to do things.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and you don't hear an answer.
Can I bust down the door?
I get like mildly impatient and just excuse me, anyone home?
No response.
I bust down the door.
Okay. So it'll be a strength check if you're going to try to kick down the door.
Yeah. Nat 20.
How eloquent.
So as Lionel knocks on the door, Bon Bon, in her small frame, come bounding up the steps and kick the door down, revealing. So, what have you provided to the cabin? All that was furnished was a small bed, a little table that looks to be crafted by whoever resided there last, and a small lounging chair. So what else?
In the corner, you will probably see a bedroll. You said what time of day this is?
This would be about 2-ish hours after dawn.
2 hours
So
after dawn.
you
Okay.
would have, as we had just said, firmly head to town. So
Yeah. So you'll see bedroll in the corner, probably the contents of kind of one of those like never-ending stews where you're just sort of always adding a few more fresh ingredients to kind of keep things going. You'll see one of those not on the fire, but off to the side at a very, very gentle simmer. And you'll probably see a few like dirty dishes, but otherwise it's fairly clean, fairly minimal utilitarian. Not a lot of ornamentation, and I don't think I've added anything to the space aside from kind of what I brought with me.
What, does a dog live here? Sleeps on the floor? What in the hell is...
I go over and smell the stew.
What does it smell like?
I mean, it smells good. It's like it's potatoes, carrots, onions. Probably the most fresh thing added to that is maybe some rabbit, something like that, just to kind of add a little protein in there. But it's it's not super fancy.
No, it is not. You haven't met Lionel yet. He's a
Yeah,
fucking
he's a
asshole.
Oh, this
Most
is going
importantly,
to be fun.
he's a noble, pompous asshole.
Oh.
He's that variant of.
Good. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, to your taste, this is absolute dog shit.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is nothing.
I'm gonna investigate the house since it looks like somebody actually lives here.
I will say, spiced exquisitely.
So much work. Just
Just
like
you don't always have just the raw ingredients, but if you spice it well enough, it works.
salt
I
is
take
like
one-
thousands of dollars, but he's got some, and salt is not.
I take one look and like one like meager whiff of the stew, and I'm like, yeah, a dog does live here.
Roll your investigation.
The dog makes stew.
Oh my god, it's a 20 again. It bounced
So-
off another dice too.
You can tell that somebody has recently been here, but it seems as though they left fairly recently. The fire has just been put down. Maybe based on the ashes, you can determine this should be a survival check, but I'm going to give it to you about an hour ago.
Okay.
Is the door broken?
Yeah, she kicked it off the hinges, or rather, Bon Bon kicked it off the hinges.
All right. So Lionel is getting Lionel's getting notably frustrated that like this is not the big giant like castle full of wonders
Treasure.
and treasures and like armors and weapons of lore and shit. So I just storm off towards the path, like away from the cabin.
I'm just gonna sit on the floor.
You're staying?
I want to know who lives here.
Okay. A dog, I swear.
Why the thing brought us here?
I'm going to go find that out. And I just walk.
Lionel proceeds down the path towards what appears to be fields that are cultivated. Bon Bon.
I make a bowl of stew.
Bon Bon makes a bowl of stew. All right.
I start fixing the door.
Nice. Roll. Go ahead and start working on a check there.
What would it
Bon
be?
Bon's
Technically, it's
also a
just
little
time.
shit.
Do you have any crafting skills?
No.
No.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see if there's anything that would help me. I don't think so. Yeah.
Technically, in D&D, so you can take enough time and attempt to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back and we'll see what sort of door we've got in place here.
Okay.
Lionel, you walk towards the fields, and as you begin to leave the wooded area, you can see a small town in the distance. It's not far. In fact, according to my notes, maybe 3/4 a mile. You can see it clearly.
So
before
yeah,
that.
you could see it from
Mhm.
if it's
Yeah.
3/4 of a mile. You could probably
longer than
see the
that.
town from.
It would be about a 30-minute walk, which actually, now that I think about it, that's about a full mile. But if you're walking, that's jogging. So if you're walking, probably about 2 miles then. It's
Okay.
basically just far enough that you wouldn't be able to see it till you got through the...
So after like 10, 15 minutes, I could see it in the distance.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, once you clear the forest, you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 miles, that's better. Note to self, rewrite notes.
I see this little. Is it just a small town? Is it
yeah.
a fishing village? You said
So it is a small, what appears to be fishing village, in that there is a small pond, lake-ish, and mountains off in the distance a little bit. It is not large.
Mm-hmm.
And by not large, I mean like to you, it is hardly a town. It is arguably a collection of motley buildings put in an area. There is 2 fishing boats that are dilapidated and ruined on a a harbor? That is the correct word. Harbor that has not seen use in what you would say is hundreds of years.
Those fucking bastards teleported me to a poor fucking town with the goddamn rabble.
As you approach, there is a small stone sign. And go ahead and roll a survival check.
My survival.
Nature here would work as well, or even Arcana.
Survival's 17.
Okay. The sign itself is made out of rather, you use the word exquisite. Now that's the only word I want to use, and that is not the right word for this. Polished stone. It looks like the work of a master mason. And the town's name is Low Ding.
Oh my god.
Loading?
Low ding. Like you hear a low ding coming around the corner.
Uh-huh.
Or, if said quickly, perhaps.
Loading. Are we in a simulation?
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Lyonel has no idea what a simulation
No,
is.
he does not. All right. I take note of it. I'm not terribly impressed. I'm confused more so that
That would be, yeah.
this little shit hobble of a town has this fine stone sign.
As you
with
proceed,
such a strange name.
it does. As you proceed through the town, and up, I should say, through the path, you notice that many of the buildings have been abandoned, and that the reason this looks so particularly hobbly is that it looks as though it has seen a swath of departures recently. Many of the businesses and the sign names have been taken down or boarded up, with only really the town center still active. As you get close, there is a bit of a bustle. You see the majority of the townsfolk seem to be situated near the inn, which seems to act as a general gathering place. There's a few small shops here in the center, and then a larger, I should say, compared to the rest, small manor that functions as best you can tell as the largest building in the vicinity.
Okay.
As you approach, you notice that many of the people are extremely normal. Diverse, but normal.
I look for the person that is dressed the best.
You don't see anyone who strikes you as well dressed.
I didn't think I would.
Pause.
Or I guess the person who's the most put together or whatever.
Where would you say you are around this time?
Around this time, I'm going to. I think around this time of day, I would be over at the smithery. Probably.
I thought you said the sniffery. I was like, wait, what?
Getting that sniff. Over at the smithy, just probably chopping a couple logs and getting a healthy pile ready for them to start up. Don't want to take work away from the apprentice midday, but give them something to start on before maybe heading over to the inn at that point to help out with some chores there.
Perfect. So, we'll call it roughly around this time. A turtle seems to be exiting the smithery, which is the other, probably second largest building, kind of amongst the town center off here to the side, and is walking across the pathway to the inn, which you notice many folk around this time going in, presumably for a midday meal of sorts.
Hail, Turtle. What is this place?
You see a stranger. Please describe yourself, Lionel.
Lionel is like a black cat tabaxi. Like 6'2", 180 pounds. He's thick. He's not terribly strong. He's fit. He's like dexterity kind of person, and in like ridiculously fine clothing. Like I'm in traveling leather armor, but it is all like my leathers are like stained green, like really nice emerald green, and just like half cape, just really really fine clothing that also fits the purpose of being leather armor. I probably have my hood off. I have a hood on my thing. I'm a rogue. Really nice rapier to my side, and just mildly disgusted, stiff upper lip. That mildly disgusted look on my face.
Okay. Let me describe my character.
So I was going to say, please go ahead and give us a quick visual, if you would.
Sure. So the person you see before you is Oberon. He is a turtle, about 5'8", 425. Most of that weight is shell. Which, I mean, he'll tell you. But he is not fancily dressed at all. The most fancy he has is a leather pauldron that's fur lined, that has an attached cross strap that leads to a frog in which there is a cutlass.
Okay.
And that is stained a very dirty green. It's been used for a very long time. Mostly in very minimal kind of breeches, cross sash, and a wide brim straw fisherman's hat that he has he currently has back on a string across his neck. And he looks over and he clocks everything about you. Up to and definitely including the look of disgust. And he says, "Oh, hello. Okay." And he looks over at
I'm not here.
And he looks over. Wait,
Bonbon's not there.
Bonbon's. Oh, okay. So all he has is clock you. Okay.
No, I'm just this big asshole throwing a
Okay.
tantrum,
So-
walking into this town.
Yeah. So he's just gonna stand there looking for a second and say, "Okay, so what's your deal? You're new in town." He will clock the still wet vomit, I assume, is all over your clothes. And he
No, not all my clothes. Can I do a dexterity check to see if I
You are
puked
so
away?
good. He's right.
Can I do a dexterity check to see if I puked away from
You know
my
what? Fine.
clothes?
Fine. I'll allow it. That's
would've
my fault. I should have caught that. I totally forgot because that was the whole point, and I forgot.
I made a mental note of like, oh, they vomited mid-port. That's gonna come up again.
Nope,
Oh,
you're
no,
totally right. I meant to bring it up because
I would have
you
saved my clothes at all costs.
All right, let's see. Roll your dexterity check. You're in a black void, a nebulous black void.
If I do good, I threw up on Bonbon.
No! I'm making a dexterity check too.
I'm glad you caught that. I
Damn
meant
it.
to bring it up, and
That's okay.
too much going on. That's the whole point.
Check or save?
I'll give you a save.
All right, then it's a 21.
Oh my god. I
What
got
about
it at
you?
15.
All right, I'm gonna say puke, Tony.
Fuck!
That's what he said he wanted to do. And that's
take a
and also, to be
shower.
fair, that adds so much more reason for you to stay in this house, like taking your clothes off and
That's
cleaning
true.
them.
Yeah, I'm cleaning my clothes in your shower, like, or whatever, a tub.
Yeah.
I will say, despite that, however, when you get close enough, so you're probably still around 10 feet from each other, right?
And
Hail him.
I probably have my clothing on that has like the Parsons family crest
Yeah.
on it too. So
But
if that's
as you get
recognizable.
closer, you smell a familiar smell of ozone, which you recognize.
Okay. So Oberon takes a couple steps and. Okay, so you're like fresh in.
Fresh, I suppose. Fresh into what?
Yeah. Welcome to Loding, which apparently is like inside the Bulwark. So,
Inside
Yeah.
the building.
yep.
Okay. What do you know? What else is inside the Bulwark? Is there anything bigger and less dirty than this?
What do you want, man? It's a village. It's people live here. They're doing their thing.
No, I suppose they are.
I don't see why you need to. I mean, I get it. I can look at you and I get it, but maybe like take a half a second and consider that other people just need to live, and that's good enough.
Brian is so happy.
Lionel takes a deep breath. They,
Oh my god.
so people need to live in an adventurers guild.
It's a village, man. Like, what do you want? What do you want? I don't. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what all's around here. I've been just kind of sticking around helping out. I don't know what else is in here. I had a few more things to finish up before I like set on out to look for other stuff. So I don't know what else is in here.
Okay, fair enough. This is disappointing.
Yes, you are.
All right, so for your new party, Oberon, we're gonna get you. Oh man.
So, I think I'm still good at keeping my cool.
Yeah.
So I think I'd take a beat and cool down and say, yes, sorry, where are my manners? I certainly didn't mean to downplay anything you were doing with your life. I don't even know your name yet. May I ask?
My name is Oberon. It is. Well, I've met you, so it happened. Whether it was a pleasure is incredibly arguable at this point, but it happened. So.
No, I can see how I wouldn't have been a pleasure meeting. I am Lionel of the House Parsons. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Roll history.
Okay. Let's see. It's a big fat 4.
Okay. No idea.
Okay.
Never heard of the person.
Okay. That might mean something away from the coast. Not where I'm from.
Wait, may I ask where that is?
So I'm from the northeastern coast. Just kind of that area. We don't really truck with a lot of the bigger cities, so and they don't truck with us.
Fair. I hail from the city of Bastion. And I find myself here. I was searching for the Bulwark, and I guess it it seems I've found it.
Yep. You found it. You're in it. So I would assume you're after all of the riches and such then.
Oh, no, not riches. I'm just...
Oh, don't even.
I'm here for a noble cause. I just think that there ought to be adventurers helping the world. That's...
Insight check.
You can roll a deception there, guy, and an insight there.
I think I probably almost Ooh, shit, yeah. That's a 24.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's a 13.
Okay, so even how sarcastically I said it.
Well, I think it's one of those, it would be you started sarcastically, but came back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as though you were mocking your own place, right? Like,
Yes.
there has to be this, like, oh, you know, despite my appearance.
No, my family is just money hungry. They're nobles. You know how nobles are. I'm after a more noble cause. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I'll bet that's the case. Okay. Well, yeah, so you found it. Congratulations.
Thank you. May I ask why you went out searching for it?
Well, quite frankly, I went out to find it so pieces of shit like your family couldn't find the stuff inside.
Heard.
I mean, hey, you said it first.
Yes, I certainly did, didn't I?
I'm just agreeing with you. Isn't it nice to agree on things?
Oh, yes, it is. Well, I suppose while I'm here, I should find some purpose. You know what? Fuck it. What are you working on? Is there anything I can help you with?
I mean, I've just got some firewood here. I'm pretty much done here. Just got this piled up so that the blacksmith and apprentice can get started when they get here. But you know, Schema's laid out of bed again. You hungry?
Oh, I could eat.
Okay. I mean, I've got some chow back at my place. If we wanna hit that.
Oh, at your place?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Oberon waves Lyonel, and we head back towards the small cabin.
Okay.
Can I see
Pause.
how well have I fixed the door?
So, it's been 30 minutes. You're also covered in puke. Do you uncover yourself in puke?
Yeah, I probably washed off my clothes before I tried to fix the door, so I probably only did that.
So you're like in your under things, probably. It'd take about 30 minutes to...
Okay.
So they're drying.
There is a small basin of water in there specifically for that.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you're probably mid repairing the door. And we'll go ahead and give
In
that.
my underwear.
We don't have you don't have crafting, so you're
Nope.
gonna roll a
Don't.
d20 plus dexterity,
Okay.
and we're gonna see dexterity mod. I should clarify.
I should also clarify that I have a hammer in my pack that I did not leave you.
Yeah, I double checked to make sure I didn't have anything useful. I don't. I got a 7.
Okay. So the door is technically standing where a door goes.
I mean, I am a gnome. I'm supposed to be able to be good with tinkering and stuff, but I apparently have not built a door.
Apparently not.
Do we walk up as Bon is like in their undergarments trying to fix the door?
Well, it would take about an hour. If we assume 30 minutes there, 30 back. I would say that it has recently likely been finished, or you are still adjusting after the initial temp went so poorly. You're like, huh, I didn't even know you could put it backwards. And you're taking it off again with the hinges. And so, yeah, you approach. You could be 30 minutes would still be drying. They're wet. So your clothes are wet. And, well,
Okay.
there you go. Yep, that's what you walk up on.
So, Oberon, this is my associate,
Oh, I see you guys and go,
Bon Bon.
and go and get my wet clothes.
What? Okay.
One thing to note, go ahead and roll an insight and potentially a deception or not as you walk back to the house and Lionel firmly realizes that where they're heading back is the log cabin.
Oh, I knew that
That is
because
a-
he said something about Nosh back at the,
Yeah.
and then pointed down the trail.
Okay, so you definitely know. So roll deception to see how well you're keeping it together.
Well, I'm not deceiving. I straight up just said that's my associate Bon Bon.
Oh, I meant before on your way back as you're
Okay.
realizing that he's about to encounter presumably a
Hey,
door.
I'm rolling good today. That's another 24.
Okay,
Deception.
15
Jeez.
insight. So.
Nice. You stay perfectly poised. Okay. There we go. So it is a absolute surprise then. When,
Okay.
Yeah, so I just kind of hoped that Bon Bon had like fixed the door by
Yeah.
the time I got back, and they haven't.
They haven't. Okay. I see them say, ha! And go and get my wet clothes.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck?
So
What the actual fuck?
we appeared here in front of your domicile.
Uh-huh.
And Bon Bon didn't really know what we were up to, and was frustrated. And they have more primitive means of doing things, if you know what I mean, less eloquent, and rolled a really good strength check on your door.
Oberon points directly at the chimney and he goes, so you saw a lit chimney in a house that is obviously lived in, and your first instinct
I
was to
knocked.
knock down the fucking door.
I knocked.
And
was-
step 2 was to knock down the door?